Hey guys, so today I am doing a review of Monument 14 by Emmy Laybourne. I read it on my Kindle, as you can see. I'm going to put the picture of the cover here so that you can see it while I'm talking about it, because obviously the glare is awful and you can't really see the cover on here. When I found out what this book was about, I was immediately interested. I mean, when I first heard of this book, I knew it was dystopian because you can tell from the cover that it is. But then I watched someone's review or book haul or something where they showed this book and they gave the synopsis, and I was like, I need to read that ASAP. And then right after, I went and downloaded the Kindle book and read it pretty much the next day. This book is about a group of kids who are on their way to school when this crazy weather starts happening. There's like hail that's like huge and is like crushing cars, so the bus drivers try to immediately take cover. Long story short, they basically end up in this supermarket, which to me seemed like a Walmart. It's one of those stores that has everything. The only adult there is one of the bus drivers, and then she leaves to go to try to get help. So this story is all about these kids staying in this department store by themselves and kind of trying to figure out what happened and what is going on. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's kind of a fantasy of mine to be stuck in a department store. But for these kids, obviously, it's not just good fun because the end of the world is happening, basically. So I thought the plot of this book was really interesting, and I really enjoyed this book a lot. I gave it 3.5 stars. The reason I didn't give it a higher rating, though, is because I do have a few issues with it. I felt like the writing was really immature, and I think that the author was just trying to channel the kids that she was writing about, but she made the high school kids seem way too young. Our main character's name is Dean, and I think he's supposed to be like 17, and he seemed more like a 14-year-old boy. He was just, I don't know. There were certain points in the writing where I just cringed because it was just not done really well. It was sort of a choppy writing style, so, you do have to keep that in mind. But if you like dystopian and you think that this storyline sounds really interesting, I would advise checking it out. What I do want to warn you about, though, before reading this book is that don't expect it to be like this crazy action-packed book, because it isn't. It's more about their journey inside the store and having to deal with not having any grown-ups around and electing a leader and just surviving on the stuff that they have in the store. There are some crazy things that happen in this book, but it's just not one of those books that's like action, apocalyptic, crazy stuff all the time. There were certain things that I didn't love, but overall I thought it was a really interesting book, and I'm definitely going to read the sequel. So if this book sounds interesting to you, I would recommend checking it out, trying it for yourself. It's pretty cheap on Kindle right now. I think it's like $6. So if you have a Kindle and you want to pick it up, I think that you should. So that's it for the review. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Having to the pop why can't I talk? Fantasy? What is a fantasy? A review for